Hello, this is Swati Jaswal, student of second year from University of Perpetual Health System Delta. Today we are going to do the cardiovascular examination. For that, we are going to see the chest wall anatomy, identify the key listening areas, evaluate the jugular venous pressure, carotid upstroke, and presence or absence of carotid bruits. And we are going to listen the point of maximal impulse and so on. Let's proceed. How are you doing?
I am fine.
So today we are going to do the physical examination of your heart. Is it okay if I'll ask you to remove your upper clothes?
Yes, okay, I am fine.
Okay, let's proceed with the video. As we begin the cardiovascular examination, we have to review the blood pressure and the heart rate. For that, I already did this, and I asked patient to rest for 5 minutes, and after that I measured his blood pressure in a quiet room. Now we are going to inspect the anterior chest wall by shining a tangential light across the chest wall over the cardiac apex. Make these movements more visible. Now to see the radial pulse or measure the heart rate, we are going to use the pad of our fingers, index and middle finger, to auscultate the apical pulse with your stethoscope if the heart rate is irregular. Let's proceed to measure the jugular venous pressure. For that, I am going to make my patient to relax on a pillow and raise the head of the bed or examining table about 30 degrees. Now I am going to turn the patient head slightly away from the side in which I am inspecting, and now I am going to use the tangential light to examine both the side of the neck and to identify external jugular vein on each side, then find the internal jugular vein pulsation. Identify the jugular venous pulsation, we have to see the suprasternal notch between the attachment of sternomastoid muscle on the sternum and clavicle, or just posterior to the sternomastoid. Now, to identify the highest point of pulsation in the right jugular vein, I am going to extend a long rectangular object or card horizontally from this point and centimeters ruler vertically from the sternal angle. This distance 4 centimeter, the distance from sternal angle to the center of right atrium, the sum is the JVP or jugular venous pressure. Hit the carotid artery. Now we are going to ask our patient to lie down with the head of the bed elevated to about 30 degree. Now, when we are feeling for the carotid artery, first inspect the neck of carotid pulsation. This may be visible just medially to the sternomastoid muscle. Then place your index finger and middle finger or just left thumb on the right carotid artery in lower third of the neck. Press posteriorly and feel the pulsation. In patients with carotid obstruction, kinking or thrills, assess the pulse in the brachial artery, applying the technique. Use the index or middle finger or thumb of your opposite hand, cuff your hand under the patient's elbow and feel for the pulse just medial to the biceps tendon. The patient's arm should rest on the elbow extended and palm up. Lead to palpation. For palpation, we are going to palpate the tender areas, look for any tender areas, then we are going to assess if there is any kind of abnormalities in the anterior chest. Palpate for the hips, lifts and thrills using your palm or your finger pads held flat or obliquely against the chest. Lifts and hips are sustained impulses usually produced by an enlarged right and left ventricle or atrium and occasionally by ventricular aneurysm. If it is present, you will feel the impulse rhythmically lift your fingers. Trills, press the bell of your hand, padded area of your palm near the wrist, firmly on the chest, and check for buzzing or vibratory sensation from the underlying vascular turbulence from the heart murmurs. If present, auscultate this area for murmurs. Thrills are more easily palpated in the patient position that attenuates the murmur, such as leaning forward to enhance detection and aortic insufficiency. Now, to palpate the left ventricle area, the apical impulse or point of maximum impulse, we'll ask our patient to roll partly into left side and this left lateral decubitus position. Palpate against using the palmar surface of several fingers. If you cannot find the apical impulse, ask patient to exhale fully and stop breathing for a few seconds. Now, when you find the apical impulse, make finer assessment with your fingertip and then with one finger. Palpation of right ventricular area, the left sternal border in the third, fourth, and fifth interspace. The patient should be supine with the head elevated to 30 degrees. Place the tip of your curved fingers in third, fourth, and fifth interspace and try to feel the systolic impulse and right ventricle. Again, asking the patient to breathe out and then briefly stop. Breathing can improve the detection. If the impulse is palpable, assess its location, amplitude, and duration. A brief systolic tap or low or slightly increased amplitude is sometimes felt in the thin or shallow chest people, especially when stroke volume is increased by conditions such as anxiety. Now, in patients with increased anterior posterior diameter palpation of the right ventricle in the epigastric or xiphoid area is also useful. With your hand flattened, press your index finger just under the rib cage up towards the left shoulder and try to feel the right ventricle pulsation. Pulsation of pulmonic area, the left second interspace. The interspace overlies the pulmonary artery. As the patient hold expiration, took feel for an impulse and feel for the transmitted heart sound. In a thin or swallowed chest patient, the pulsation of pulmonary artery may sometimes be felt here, especially if the patients are excited or examined after. Aortic area, the right second interspace. This interspace overlies the aortic outflow tract. Search for the pulsation and palpate the heart. There are two important maneuvers. First, ask the patient to roll partly into the left side into the left lateral decubitus position, bringing the left ventricle close to the chest wall. Place the bell of your stethoscope lightly on the apical impulse. Now, after this, ask the patient to sit up, lean forward, exhale completely, and stop breathing in expiration. Pressing the diaphragm of your stethoscope on the chest, listen along the left sternal border and at the apex, pausing periodically so the patient may breathe.